Hey everybody, so you've probably made it this far in the email process. I wanted to talk to you about the different options that are available to you when you're shopping for health insurance. There's maybe about 6 or 7 different ones. Let's see, group, ACA, Obamacare, short-term, indemnity, MEC, accident, and nothing. Okay, so maybe there's about 7 different options. So let's talk about the top option, group policies. If you're eligible for a group policy, if your employer is offering you a group, that's usually the best one out of all of them. Only because sometimes your employer is helping you pay, and what we've seen in the last 3 years that group health insurance plans are about 30% less expensive than something you can find on the marketplace. And the network of doctors and hospitals hasn't been affected. Those have the largest network of doctors and hospitals. So if you have an offerage of an employer plan, let's take a look at it. If it's affordable to you, if it's something you like, then that's probably going to be the way to go. But if you're working with somebody who doesn't offer group health insurance for whatever reason, maybe they're a small group, they can't afford the health insurance, tell them to give us a call or put us in front of them, because everybody should have a group policy and everybody can have a group policy. And if the employer can't help pay for the insurance policy, that's perfectly okay. There's a period called the special enrollment period for small groups where they don't have to pay for anybody's health insurance policy. And if you want it, you can have it. If you don't, you don't have to take it. So they can save money on their own health insurance policy, because everybody's group insurance policy is about 30% less expensive. They save money on FICA tax, because everybody's paying their insurance pre-tax dollars. So group health insurance is the way to go. Get us in front of your small group employer. We're going to save everybody about 30% on their health insurance on their health insurance policies. Okay. Option number 2 is ACA or Obamacare plans. ACA or Obamacare plans are more comprehensive, because they cover everything. If you needed a transplant yesterday, if you're eligible to get ACA, you can get a health insurance plan, and you can go through the process of getting a transplant. That's how great they are. The downside is that the government says you can't get them just whenever you want. There's certain time periods in the year where you're eligible to enroll, and most of the time you're not. Other downside is that they're a lot more expensive. If you're not eligible for any subsidy through the marketplace, man, they're super expensive. And the other bad thing about it is that the network of doctors and hospitals, they just frankly suck, right? A lot of doctors are jumping ship from the ACA plans because they're not being paid as much as they think they should be getting paid. So that's the second step. So group health, and then ACA, or also known as Obamacare. Option number 3 would be short-term major medical plans. Short-term major medical plans are what I like to call the same type of insurance plans that have always existed since the beginning of time. So they have larger networks of doctors and hospitals relative to ACA and Obamacare plans. They're a lot more affordable. They have lower deductibles and lower out-of-pockets. Those are perfect. That's all the good stuff. Now, the bad stuff is that 99 out of 100 of them don't cover pre-existing conditions. Okay, so if there was a major pre-existing condition, that you had, we have to answer some medical questions. They have to go through underwriting. They're going to check your medical history, and they're going to decide whether or not you can get the plan. Okay, so that's short-term major medical. Okay, that's option number 3. So you got to go through underwriting. Wait, let's talk more about short-term. You have to go through underwriting, and they don't cover pre-existing conditions. If I said that already, they don't cover pre-existing conditions. Okay, so those are the main things. We can apply for it. We might get it. We might not. And they don't cover pre-existing conditions. Some cover pre-existing conditions after a certain period of time. For certain things after 12 months. Okay, so option number 4 are called indemnity plans or fixed benefit plans, where the roles are reversed. Traditionally with regular health insurance like group and ACA and short-term major medical, usually have a deductible, usually have a stop loss or an out-of-pocket, right? Where you pay a certain amount first, then you stop, and the insurance company covers the rest of the cost. Well, with indemnity plans or fixed benefit plans, the roles are reversed, where they have a certain amount of money that they're going to pay for every service that's on their contract, and then you're going to be responsible for the rest. For example, let's say we find an indemnity plan that gives you about $2,000 a day for inpatient hospitalizations, right? So let's say you're in the hospital for 30 days. Let's say you're in the hospital for a day, and it's $3,000 for that hospital stay. They're going to pay $2,000, and you're going to pay $1,000. That's how it works. There's no deductibles. There's no out-of-pockets. They pay first dollar, and you're responsible for the rest, right? But let's say you're hospitalized and you're in the hospital for 30 days. What's going to happen? Well, they're going to pay $2,000 every day, and you're going to pay $1,000 every day. You're going to be responsible for $30,000. So there's no limit as to what you can pay. There's a limit as to what they can pay. They have a menu, let's call it, of how much they're going to pay for a broken pinky, inpatient services, blah, blah, blah. They just have a menu of services, and it tells them how much they're going to pay out. Okay, those are great because, again, there's no deductibles, no out-of-pockets. Some people just want the insurance company to kick in right away. They want to get their first dollar paid, right? But you understand that you got a financial exposure. Okay, there's no limit as to what you can pay. The next option would be MEC plans. I want to consider them right with indemnity plans because MEC stands for minimum essential coverage. That's what the government has named them. If you have an MEC plan, you avoid all the tax penalties. You get a 1095 form at the end of the year. You present that to your tax preparer, and that's it. It alleviates you, and you comply with the law. Oh, speaking of complying with the law, you don't comply with the law unless you have an a group, ACA, or an MEC plan. Everything else, you may not comply with the law. There's a lot of ways to get around that. We can talk about that in another video, but most likely you'll be subject to a tax penalty. Okay, so let's go back to the MEC plans, minimum essential coverage plans. Again, if you have those plans, you avoid the tax penalty. These plans will handle all the day-to-day stuff that people want, all the petty stuff that people are looking for. So, for example, preventative care will be taken care of, 100%. There's co-payments to see your primary care physician. There's co-payments to see your specialist. There's co-payments to the urgent care facility, and there's prescription drug benefits and probably a couple other things. Okay, those are great because people just want all the day-to-day stuff that insurance is supposed to do, right? Preventative care taken care of 100%. Co-payments taken care of for small dollar amount, whether it be 25 or 35 bucks. People want all that day-to-day stuff and petty stuff. But let's talk about what's not good about it. There aren't any inpatient services. So if the stuff really hit the fan and you fell ill in the hospital and you were in the hospital for whatever it may be, guess what? They're going to pay a big old goose egg. They're not going to write out any kind of checks for any kind of inpatient services. Okay? MEC plans are perfect. They're affordable. They get you out of the tax penalty. They handle all the day-to-day stuff. But what's bad about it is that they don't have any inpatient services. So I don't like selling those by themselves. I don't like sell anything by themselves. There's always something that we should add on to one of those policies. So that's one option. Where are we? I don't know. Group, ACA, short-term, indemnity, MEC. Okay, so the sixth option would be supplements. If you just want an insurance policy that will cover you for accidents up to a certain dollar amount, or cancer, heart attack, and stroke, then perfect. Those plans are out there and they're affordable. If you want an accident policy that'll cover $10,000, we can purchase something. Maybe it's 34 bucks a month, or maybe it's 20 bucks a month, whatever the case may be. They'll pay the first 10 grand of any accident. There's cancer and critical illness policies that you can get, and they'll pay you a big old check for $50,000, and it'll cover some of that critical illness expense. Those are great because people say that a big old check is better than a get well card. So those plans are out there. So you can purchase those plans all by themselves as well. The last and final option number 7, is nothing at all. Right? You can go about your life. Pray to whoever it is that you pray to, that nothing happens to you, and it may not ever, but really, I think everybody should have health insurance because it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when, right? So, guys, I hope this helps. I hope you understand a little bit about what your options are. We're here to help you out. Don't be afraid to give us a buzz. Give us a call. We always look forward to talking to you soon. We have over 600 clients that we've sold. We've experienced it all there, and there's hundreds and hundreds of more people that we weren't able to help. We got a lot of experience under our belt. Everybody has their own reasons why they're looking to get health insurance, so don't be afraid to give us a call, okay? We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.